And I had read The Running Man before I had seen the 1987 film. It's probably the first time I'd actually read a book that was drastically different from its film adaptation. And I'd always thought aloud for many years that it would be interesting to do a new adaptation of the book.
Glen Powell stars in this very twisted game show about how participants called runners must survive 30 days while being hunted by professional assassins for money. The plot follows protagonist Ben Richards as he enters the deadly competition to save his sick family, but his defiance turns him into an unexpected icon, threatening the controlling system. Interestingly enough, this film was originally filmed with Arnold Schwarzenegger in 1987. Today we're going to focus more on the most recent adaptation, though. But before we get into more of these moments, today's trivia question: what role did Glen Powell play in the Spy Kids movie? Leave your answers in the comments down below and stick around till the end of the video to find out if your answer was correct.
Our film, I wouldn't even call it a remake. And also I'm not really interested in remaking another film's tone and style and story. So this was a great opportunity to just adapt the book as if it was a new film. Started working on the adaptation with Michael Bacall. And we never say in the movie what year it is.
The Running Man is a 2025 dystopian action thriller film produced and directed by Edgar Wright. It is the second adaptation of the 1982 novel by Stephen King, following the 1987 film.
So the world of The Running Man, stop me if this sounds familiar. Post-truth populists have taken over and enabled their techno-corporate overlords to essentially privatize the police, the military. No Medicare, no Social Security, and this is all run by a monomonopoly.
Obviously, there was no shortage of intense action sequences and stunts that were involved in this project.
The network know everything you're doing. They know probably more about you than maybe even you know, which kind of feels a little real sometimes. We're basically in a world where you have this option to go on the network and do one of these incredibly demeaning game shows that they have. That's where shows like The Running Man and Spin the Wheel.
As the film's writer Michael Beckel said, Glen's work ethic while working on the physically challenging film was top-notch. The guy is an animal. He's an extremely dedicated and deeply talented guy, so it's a real joy showing up every day and watching both Glen and Edgar bring it to life, he shared.
The way in which the government and reality TV, and you just go, okay.
On your marks! We wanted it to be an adaptation that was closer to the book than the prior adaptation.
The game show scenes were some of the most fun to film because they felt like they were kind of out of control in the way that Coleman had the crowd going, Wright said.
You know, when Stephen King wrote it, you can definitely parallel what's happening in the book with what's happening now. This is just a way more extreme version, which you need in stories. You need a more extreme version to understand, oh, he's talking about people with money controlling people with less money. Yes, it's always happened, but it's happening on a major scale now.
He was amazing, like he was his own warm-up man, Wright explains. All of his scenes, he's in front of extras, and he just had them whipped up. He had them in the palm of his hand by the end of day one.
One of them is Jenny Laughlin. We thought it would be interesting to have one of the contestants be female. As soon as I'd seen Love Lies Bleeding, I was thinking, oh, Katie O'Brien should be Laughlin.
Go up 27, right?
Yeah.
29, neighbor. Laughlin.
Ben.
Jenny Laughlin is someone from Co-op who definitely needs a little extra cash.
The point of view is literal survival. Josh Brolin plays Dan, a corrupt producer pulling strings behind the scenes, and Coleman Domingo is Bobby, the show's charismatic host who adds a surreal showbiz sparkle.
Feeling really osa.
He's a brilliant improviser. You know, he's just got funny bones.
Martin and Katie are giving two very different performances today. Martin, what is going on in Tim's brain during this scene?
I think he's very scared he's gonna die.
When he was interviewed for the film, he was asked about his favorite stunt. "It's never the big stunts that you've got to worry about," he said. "There are scenes in the movie where I'm jumping from explosions, and these are the ones the stunt people are worried about. Okay, we've got to time the explosion. The cars are hitting at this certain time, but they've talked it out so much that on the day it feels like it's not even a big deal."
Bradley is very firmly in the have-nots, but he almost doesn't care. He's so fixated on his role as this sort of wannabe revolutionary. I almost feel like he doesn't even notice. He just wants to jumpstart the revolution.
Let's wind that back. Ben Richards.
It makes perfect sense that the Running Man star Glen Powell would reach out to Cruise for some advice. "Most of the advice I got was really just about how not to die in this movie," Powell recalled.
Keep your head down and don't trust anyone but this guy. His name's Elton. Hardcore. Down for the cause.
Come on, hurry. Hunters will be out for blood.
I first heard about the movie just directly from Edgar.
He was just always telling me, "Don't do some of these stunts late at night when you're tired." He was asking me questions about what the movie was like and what it looked like and how it spawned, Powell continued.
I actually knew that Edgar was developing this movie for a long time. He didn't tell me too much about the character right away, except that he's one of the good guys, but that he's a huge liability.
Ben Richards just broke into my home!
He's definitely one of the good ones. He just doesn't have a lot of self-control.
Yoo-hoo!
Cruise's advice is very useful for a couple of reasons. First, staying alive is a big part of the Running Man experience, both on and off the screen. Second, the advice matters because it comes from Tom Cruise.
Mike is an incredible comedic talent, but also can play dramatic moments convincingly and in a heartfelt way.
Everything they destroyed in him lives on in me, like a nuclear blast that never burns out.
While preparing for the Running Man and its multitude of stunts, Powell underwent a grueling training regimen. The physical toll of the stunts, "I don't know if I fully anticipated what that was going to be," he said. "The reality is, Edgar and I looked at each other before the movie started and we just said no shortcuts, get it right."
How do you live with yourself? You dare sit there and criticize my driving? I am a member of society! You disgust me.
For being such a buoyant, bright, fun individual. Her role is very intense and very heavy in this one.
Stop filming me!
The funny part is, half of Amelia's role is driving.
Edgar really gave every bit of himself to make sure this movie was told correctly, and I definitely told him, "If you hire me, there's nobody who is going to work harder." We really pushed each other to the limit on this one for sure.
So there's elements of McCone that are absolutely performative. I mentioned to Edgar one of the things that I find interesting about people like him is this performative masculinity.
Search and destroy, gentlemen.
It's a bedrock that Hollywood is built on, this idea of what a violent man looks like and how he behaves.
And as far as the answer to our trivia question, ironically, it was in Spy Kids 3D Game Over that he played Long-Fingered Boy, and it was also his first movie role.
Me and the Hunters did a really interesting military training. I always enjoy that stuff. I love getting to learn something new.
We had an active SAS operator come in and do a crash course with the Hunters and show us how you would hold your weapon if you were, say, creme de la creme.
But we wanted to turn this around to you guys. What do you think about all this? Which one was your favorite? And what did you think about this overall project?
Action!
To get ready for this part, I was thinking about if you're on a show where you have to run away to survive, what's scarier than someone who's chasing you, who's faster than you? So I started running a lot, fixing my gait and my form, and I'm pretty sure I'm faster than Glenn.
Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on for more videos just like this. That's it for today though. We'll see you all next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.
There is no ceiling to what he wants.
Josh Brolin, what was really fun about him doing this part and the way I pitched it to him, they said, I think you just don't play him like he's the bad guy. He sees himself as the lead character. And I think Josh's performance is fantastic.